32 photos that'll make you say, oh no, I'm officially old. If you've ever watched TV on a big hulkin piece of wood. If you've ever spent time in a room with walls like this. If you've ever been in a kitchen with this kind of floor. If you've ever been assured getting underneath one of these will protect you from a nuclear bomb. If you've ever been injured by one of these extremely heavy doors. If you've ever walked on a carpet like this. In a room that looked exactly like this. If you can smell this picture just by looking at it. If you've ever eaten this delicacy for dinner. If you've ever eaten a delicious meal out of one of these. If you've ever been served a big bowl of salad from one of these. If you've ever been flung off one of these at 100 miles per hour. If you've ever had to use a can opener to drink Hawaiian punch. If you are well aware that this is not a plate. If you've ever experienced the joy of this toy. Or this one. If you ever answered a phone having zero idea who was on the other end. If you've ever sat out in the hot, sticky sun on one of these. If you've ever opened one of these containers with a knife or spoon. If you've stayed home sick and spent the entire day watching this guy. If you've ever accidentally poked yourself on one of these. If you've ever eaten dessert out of a toilet paper roll. If you know exactly who had this kind of alarm clock. If you've ever experienced the extreme sweetness of the fruit log. If you've ever classed up a meal by putting your plate on one of these. If you've ever learned a valuable lesson from one of these. If you've ever been in a car with one of these. If you've ever seen one of these out in the wild. If you can picture what should be in here and what most likely it actually is. If you've ever gone to bed right after hearing the opening chords of this theme song. If you've ever felt like a technological genius after figuring one of these out. If you've ever had a great night turn into a rough morning from this.